Now 6:31 on WKYT this morning. A Kentucky sheriff's deputy is being questioned this morning after shooting a suspect in the face.
Lexington police are investigating after an officer crashed into a handcuffed suspect and damaged a store.
And days after two kids are bitten by sharks in North Carolina, see how lifeguards are using drones to try to prevent such attacks.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Looking for the fins with the drones, I guess. Good morning and welcome to WKYT This Morning. We're so glad you're along with us on this Tuesday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Well, at least we don't have sharks to worry about right now, but we do have the heat. Yes.
Muggy weather, beach-like weather, certainly. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who's tracking a storm that's moving this way.
Yeah, and we have a few of them to the northern zones, and they're sliding eastbound. But remember, that's associated with that front. As we slide into the Friday, Saturday time frame, that's going to be associated with Tropical Storm Bill. It's off in the Gulf. So we have a lot to go through. But at this moment, as you're working across Highway 27 and also sitting there at 62 in Harrison County, just north of downtown Cynthiana, it's really heavy downpours, and it's sliding just south of Mount Olivet. Mount Olivet, you are seeing rain, but the heaviest batch of this stays just to the south of you and slides eastbound. So Highway 68, I would say right there on the county line of Nicholas County and also making your way into Fleming County, you'll be seeing this, the heaviest rain, here in just about 30 minutes or so. Temperatures outside, nasty, 70s, some 60s down south, but most of us walking out the door to a warmer condition than your home. Yeah, as opposed to waking up this morning, walking out to nicer conditions. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good. Very humid. 85 by the afternoon, spotty thunderstorms. The fronts here the next few days, possible severe weather, and also Tropical Storm Bill, how that will affect us. I'll go through all your details and what you need to know coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. And new on WKYT this morning, police in Nelson County are looking for a hit-and-run driver who crashed into a 2-year-old.
The Nelson County Gazette says the child has head injuries and was taken to Cosair Hospital in Louisville. Police have surveillance video. They have not been able to find the driver of the dark-colored vehicle that hit that child.
An officer-involved shooting is under investigation this morning in Grant County. Police say the suspect ran from a person there at a sheriff's deputy last night while at a mobile home park near Crittenden. The officer then shot back after he was fired on by the suspect, according to the reports, hitting the man in the face and chest. We do not know how that suspect is doing right now. The officer was not hurt. There are several unanswered questions this morning after a Lexington police officer crashed a vehicle into a handcuffed suspect.
And the officer also crashed into a Lexington store. WKYT's Victor Puente is live on Southland Drive with a look at the damage.
Well, the next step in this is to determine how this crash happened. Police are hoping surveillance video from neighboring businesses will help them with that. We do know the man who was struck by that cruiser is expected to be okay. There's still plywood on the front of the Family Dollar here. Workers at neighboring businesses tell us they saw that car pulling out of the building covered in glass after the crash. It started when the officer came here to Southland Drive to arrest a man for disorderly conduct. That man was on the sidewalk in handcuffs between the car and the store when police tell us that officer somehow lost control of his car. It went forward, hitting the man he'd arrested and going into the building. After the collision, that man was taken to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they'll investigate this crash the same as they would any other.
And we will conduct a thorough neighborhood as well to find out what businesses might have had video, who might have seen the occurrence take place. And we'll also look at vehicle data, measurements, speed estimations, just like we would for any major collision.
Police say it's difficult at this stage of the investigation to tell whether or not that man was pinned between the car and the wall when the building was struck. Now, the witnesses out here tell us that that officer wasn't hurt. They say he was pretty shaken up after that crash. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Victor. New this morning, a man wanted since 1983 in Arizona has been arrested in Kentucky. We called the Lincoln County Jail this morning. Employees say Daryl Bullock was arrested overnight by the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. We do not know why he was wanted in Arizona. This morning, we're waiting for the Fayette County coroner to identify a man found dead on the roof of a building on UK's campus. Someone walking near the former Lexington Theological Seminary on South Limestone noticed the man Investigators are not sure how he died, but they say, suspect foul play. Police say he was not a UK student, but he was subleasing from a student. The search continues for a young woman who went missing at Cumberland Falls State Resort Park. Investigators in McCreary County say they're looking for 24-year-old Nina Parker of Owensboro. She disappeared on Saturday near Eagle Falls.
The time this morning is 6:36 on WKYT. The family of a Whitley County boy who was hit and killed by his school bus is hoping that tragedy can be turned into something that saves other lives. 10-year-old Jonathan Chatham died in March, moments after getting off of the bus near his home. Investigators say it appears he cleared the bus, went into a ditch, and then came back under the bus. But Jonathan's family thinks something else caused him to fall under the bus, and in an exclusive interview with WKYT News, his grandmother told us the family does not blame the bus driver for what happened, but they question a driver's ability to see children at the bottom of the bus steps.
There's either not a mirror that sees there to notice that the kids are there, or perhaps there should be a camera monitoring that area.
We reached out to the Whitley County School Board multiple times to get an update on the investigation. We have not heard back from them.
A North Carolina beach town is advising people to stay out of the ocean after 2 kids were attacked by a shark over the weekend. A 12-year-old girl was bitten so badly near Oak Island that she lost part of her arm. About an hour later, and 2 miles away, a shark bit off the left arm of a 16-year-old boy from Colorado Springs. Both are reportedly in good condition this morning. A shark researcher in Florida says he's aware of only 2 other multiple shark attacks on the same beach in one day. Well, in Southern California, drones are being used to monitor sharks.
Right. Stacy Butler shows us how those drones are already paying off.
Lifeguards' new drone over the Surf and Seal Beach reveal a chilling look at just how many great white sharks are now feet from the shoreline.
This morning we launched it, and 10 minutes later we knew there were 10 to 12 sharks all in the Surfside area.
Seal Beach Chief Lifeguard Joe Bailey says for the past month he has flown the drone regularly. He says in a matter of minutes, lifeguards can see the 5 to 6 foot great whites up close in real time without going in the water. The drone recorded this video of a juvenile great white in waist-high water at Surfside. Luckily, no swimmers were in the water.
If we get bigger sharks or we get sharks that are aggressive, we're actually going to close the water.
These locals aren't taking any chances.
Sharks are like kind of my biggest fear, so that's like very daunting for me.
Until the drone sees signs that the sharks are becoming more aggressive, Surfside to Seal Beach will remain open to the public, but signs like this will stay up that say shark sighted. Enter at your own risk.
All right, definitely a concern this summer in lots of locations.
You have to decide if that's a risk worth taking.
Yeah, 6:39 is the time on WKYT. Big news for UK students, staff, and faculty. There will soon be a cheaper way to get to and from campus.
FREE, free. Today, UK and Lextran offering up a new partnership. WKYT Sean Moody is live to explain what it will mean for thousands of people.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. This will be called the U-Pass program. It's part of UK's Master Transportation Plan. You know, if you've spent much time over there, sometimes it can be a challenge to find parking. Administrators are hoping this will make it a little bit easier to get to and from campus. Starting on July 1st, UK students, faculty, and staff can ride any Lextran route for free when they show a valid UK ID card. UK has been holding forums over the past few months to get public input on how to make it easier to get around on campus. They're also working to add more parking spaces. Over the 2015-2016 school year, the plan calls for about 1,000 new parking spaces in lots at Commonwealth Stadium, Reynolds Lot, Linden Walk, and on Rose Lane. UK officials say their parking permits will go up by about $1 a month. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, the price is right now for a lot of folks.
Yeah, definitely. If more things could be like that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
6:40 is our time this morning, 20 before 7.
Let's get a check of traffic, see what's happening out there on the road.
Here's Officer Don with live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Just got a report of a non-injury collision on Nicholasville Road near Brannon Crossing. That's not going to have much of an impact. It looks like just maybe the right lane blocked. They're going to try to get that over to the side. Very minor. They may even exchange names and move on. So that's good news on Nicholasville Road. Harrodsburg Road from Military Pike down to Man o' War looks pretty steady. Through the crossover, right now there are no problems. And we're getting a live look a little further down the street there, Broadway and High toward downtown, where it's very quiet this morning. On our Waze map, we're seeing the same thing. Some live drivers on the way in, and they're reporting a smooth ride around the circle through the construction zone there around Versailles Road over to Leestown. We're okay. And then inbound Leestown, Masterson Station to the circle. So far, we're in pretty good shape. Of course, we'll keep you up to date throughout the morning. Now back to you.
Okay, we know you will. And Officer Don and Deanna on 98.1 The Bull. When you get your car this morning, crank them up. They're having a good time,
oh, yes,
as always. Hey, it's good to have you along. And much more WKYT this morning is on the way.
A group mixes their way into the world record books, and the reward was if I can talk this morning. Okay, probably even sweeter. Find out what it takes to make the world's biggest margarita. I want to know in about 5 minutes.
And we have two systems to watch out for. The first one that's going to be affecting our neck of the woods in the next couple of days, this front to the north of us. The next one, here comes Tropical Storm Bill. How both of those will interact with our forecast, I'll explain that up next.